happy late afternoon, FlurrySports Podcast. We are live. We are here, and the Super Bowl matchup is set. All of the months of talking about football, all of the predictions, all of the research, all of that comes down to Sam Darnold and Drake May. We will break down the Seahawks versus Patriots matchup. We'll give our takes. We'll give what we want to see, maybe some possible storylines. Next week, we will be doing more of our official Super Bowl predictions. We will be doing live our fantasy Olympics draft. That will be very fun. May have a twist on it. May just be raw medals. We shall see. But tune in for that if you want a little bit of Olympic hype as well. I was watching a lot of, not going to lie, we're going to dive right into football. I was flipping between football and X Games. That's where I was at. And I did the same thing with UFC in X Games. I was bouncing back and forth. And I got to tell you, if we combine summer X Games, winter X Games, that might be my second favorite sporting event. Behind the Olympics. I think it might be my second. It's so good.
You are, and I don't mean anything by this. I just think it's a fact. You're the perfect age for like the 100%. X Games crowd. That was like you. Yeah.
Warp Tour, X Games.
That's so true.
Viva La Bam.
Yeah. Blink 182 and X Games was you specifically. Yeah.
My idea of a game show is Silent Library. 100%.
That's
all
so
of that
funny.
Stuff.
Yeah. You only think of Ashton Kutcher as the guy from Punk'd.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. I do. Never mind. 100%. MTV era. Supposedly MTV shutting down. That breaks my heart. That kind of hit me harder than most news, which is not good. But yeah, let's dive. As I throw my phone off my desk, let's dive right into football. 2 games, 2 good games, I would say. That's always kind of the worry we get into these final games, and you don't want to blow out. I know Jake has a take about the weather. Let's talk about that first game, the AFC Championship, Broncos and Patriots. Going into the game, I think a lot of people were worried this was going to be a stinker because of no Bo Nix. You got Jared Stidham in there. What's Jared Stidham going to look like? If he's bad, is it going to be a complete blowout? And then Patriots still, I think people still have the exact same narrative on them, which is the laziest take, but also it's getting funnier every week in that they haven't beat a good team yet. We're still not sure. Are they a good team? I'm not sure. Because they beat the Broncos without Bo Nix. They beat the Houston Texans before that with CJ Stroud playing terrible. Did CJ Stroud play terrible because of the Patriots? Absolutely not. It's definitely an isolated thing. But Patriots win. And the biggest takeaway from this game is not that Jared Stidham looked pretty good. It's not that the Patriots, despite no passing offense winning the game, it's that the weather completely took over and it flipped like on a dime. It was like perfectly sunny. It was fine. And then all of a sudden we're in the biggest blizzard I've seen in a while.
Here's my take on the weather. I guess I've landed on 2. My first one was going to be, if you're a home team and you lose a weather game, I think that coach should be fired. I just don't think we should even.
Sean Payton, you're out.
Exactly. What, you didn't think it was going to fucking snow? We got 120 guys on an NFL staff and not one of them looked up the radar.
Well, before the game, everyone said there's going to be snow in every quarter. So maybe by halftime when there was no snow, Sean Payton's like, boys, leave the mittens in the locker room. We're fine. We're good to go.
And here's why I'm specifically blaming him, maybe for this game, but I think all games. Because, okay, snow's coming, Zach. You know that the first quarter, it's not that bad yet. Second quarter, even, it's fine. You know it's going to snow more and you don't kick a fucking field goal.
That's true. That's actually a very good point. Knowing weather's coming in, knowing both defenses are very good, both offenses are not, and it's going to be a 1-score game. I agree with that. I'm going
to kick the field goal every time I got within the 40-yard line. Just like, let's just do it right now. Let's see how many times we can get the ball. Maybe let's
see how many possessions we can get in before we got to pack it up.
100% before.
That's a good point.
Because on paper, this was the only way Jared Stidham was going to win this game. Was God opened up the sky and said, no one can throw the ball.
Right. Right. Yeah. If you told Bronco fans you're going to hold Drake May to under 100 yards passing and you're going to lose,
Yeah.
how did we lose this game? Was it a bunch of turnovers? No, not really. It's just you didn't do anything. It's that, to your point, take the points, man. Yeah, it's so easy for me to say now, but like in real time, I thought it was surprising that he didn't kick it. Not even thinking about the weather situation, but like this is going to be a 1-score game, most likely. Why won't you take the points?
I guess it is accented by the weather, but it's true where it's like, you got your backup QB in and we're not kicking field goals. You wanted another down of Jared Stidham.
Right. Yeah. Broncos defense doesn't know what to do. Jared Stidham, they were planning for Bo Nix. Obviously Stidham in there. Now the whole offense is open.
Yeah. The Pats are so befuddled. I thought that was confusing. Here was my real weather take. I think at the Super Bowl, a truly neutral venue that is, am I right in thinking it will forever be inside now going forward? I think it will only be at domes, I would guess.
Or warm weather, because 49ers isn't a dome.
True. Okay. I think when it's in domes, part of the coin flip should be you get to decide whether, and like we could, like indoors, we turn the sprinklers on. We got fake snow coming down.
I mean, maybe for Super Bowl, we got 2 weeks. Do a coin flip. You get to pick location, or you get to pick if you want the ball.
And listen, like we can't do that at Hard Rock. We can't get a little, or wherever we are, we can't get fake snow going in a couple weeks.
Oh, in Jerry World, you could 100%.
Maybe he's do that at the Pro Bowl. That's the only thing important that happens at the Pro Bowl is weather is decided for the Super Bowl.
True. Or if you do it in Indianapolis too. I mean, I do like adding stakes to the Pro Bowl, by the way. In Indianapolis, they have the retractable dome.
Yeah.
So you can say, hey, let's open this bitch up.
100% some sort of impact on the weather. Give them options. But I just like the idea of like, what is silly is like, I know the Patriots are a 2 seed. I guess a better version of this is just home in general. It was so silly to watch these two, the biggest probably home field advantages in all of football, Seattle and Denver, and then be like, now we get to go to a fucking dome for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's lame.
Right.
Like home field makes no advantage. They should either coin flip for home, something like that, or I like your idea of location. Maybe it's random. We put them all on a wheel. Can you imagine? Suddenly, guess what? You're at Lambeau.
That would be so much fun. That would get more eyes in the draft.
Yes.
Like, let's see where the Super Bowl is going. And that if your city, I mean, logistically, this is a terrible idea. But if your city gets the Super Bowl all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, I got a bow. We got a plan. We got to figure
Maybe we do a
out.
lottery system and we get down to like 3 places. No, they might be the Super Bowl location.
Right. Right.
So we get down.
That makes sense.
I think a lottery every year. And by the time we get to the Pro Bowl, a week out, we know that it's either our finalists this year are Vegas, Jerry World, and Lambeau. And the teams are going, Jesus Christ, we might be in Lambeau. And suddenly Green Bay has 2 weeks to figure out, I guess we're hosting a Super Bowl in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Figure it out. You put your name in the hat. If you want to be part of the big leagues, got to figure it out. You built all those.
Someone gets a home game.
Right. I like that. Wouldn't that be great?
It is. I guess I stumbled upon this. I was mainly being a goof and talking about the weather. As long as we're here, as ridiculous as that sounds, I'm realizing in my own head, football is the only sport that plays their championship game on a neutral site professionally. College sports obviously do it, but like it sounded silly. And I'm like, well, baseball, hockey, basketball, everybody. I know it's series, and that's why they do it. Right. But honestly,
soccer probably. I don't know. I
have no idea.
In my mind, World Cup was soccer, but I guess there's other things.
I have no idea. I think you're right. But like, we can't do, I don't know. Boo-hoo. You're the road team at the Super Bowl. That's how it goes. Right. You have the worst record.
Another thing that they could do realistically, and it doesn't necessarily give you,
And then actual fans would go to the Super Bowl.
it doesn't necessarily give you an advantage, but the winner of the Super Bowl could decide where the next year's Super Bowl is.
Oh, conference.
Well, just regardless, like if last year the Eagles won, the Eagles would say, "Hey, it's coming to Philly. Figure it out."
Oh, that's so we take it out. I was thinking like their conference host next. Literally, that city owns it.
Yeah, you get. Well, most likely they're going to pick their own city, but you know what? After Philadelphia fans were just bitching and moaning at Sirianni, he could have been like, "You know where the Super Bowl's going." All Eagles fans are excited. Then he says, "We're going to Miami," and then it's a big heel promo on the city. That'd be good too.
That's true. You should have been nicer to me.
Yeah.
I do think that's funny. I like the idea of like, okay, I was in the minority of this. I actually do think most baseball fans hated this. The All-Star game in baseball used to decide who got more games in the World Series.
I like that. That makes sense to me.
It was something to like have some sort of stakes.
It's a big deal too. Like
huge,
legitimately.
Literally deciding World Series, which is why they got rid of it. But like honestly, more so for football. Oh my God, who hosts the Super Bowl coming down to the flag football challenge at the Pro Bowl?
True, dodgeball.
Pretty great. Hosted, of course, by Eli and Peyton.
Yeah, they're rigging it as they always do.
Yeah, the fates of the world resting on their shoulders. Yeah.
They're still desperately trying to figure out a way to make the Pro Bowl fun again. That's a good reason. That's a good idea. And NBA All-Star, take notes and do your best to copy the NFL as well, because All-Star game obviously is a complete shit show. That continues to get worse every single year.
Yeah,
but they keep using LeBron's ideas though, which is good. So eventually LeBron will do something right.
You know what's bad is I feel like they landed on a good concept that I was about to steal of like, I like the draft your team concept.
Sure.
It just shouldn't always be LeBron.
Why not?
And Giannis.
What's the big deal? What's wrong with that?
Yeah. But like you're telling me, Zach, there's something fun here. I think it should be every Pro Bowl's the top vote getting left guard always picks.
Sure. Trenches, absolutely.
Oh, center. Let's not get cute. Let's have the center pick it. Because 2 reasons. The center might be the only guy in the team who actually knows people who play every position.
True. That's true. I think the center would make a good logical decision. If we want chaos, I'm fine with going cornerback.
Yeah.
I'm fine with going, shit. Let the punters have some fun.
I'm laughing because I'm just imagining Creed Humphrey drafting a team.
He would just draft the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they have to pick the Pro Bowlers. We still decide the Pro Bowlers, and that's who you pick from. But yes, they'd pick their own. Or would you draft the other, sorry, Creed, can't do it because Frank Ragnow picked Patrick Mahomes before
Honestly, they should draft the other team's team. Say who you don't want.
Oh, funny. First, yeah, it's very funny. That's good. And if I was them, like if I was Landon Dickerson and I was drafting, I would immediately like send them Lane Johnson just to be like an asshole. Be like, fuck you, Lane. There you go.
I've had enough. Yeah.
Hey, Lane, how about you play some football? We might be at the Super Bowl this Sunday.
No shit. Zach's wallet would thank you too. That was dumb.
I know. Getting back a little bit to reality, speaking of who's going to the Super Bowl, what did you think of like the quality of game of like Patriots Denver? Because the only thing was the snow got to a point where I was like, oh, this game ended 10 minutes ago.
Right. There's still a little bit of, if Bo Nix was there, it would have helped. But like the Broncos, the entire year were the last second win. Like, so it's like, okay, you do need to watch to the last second because the Broncos have pulled a horseshoe out of their ass so many times this year. And it kind of felt like they were going to do it again.
Or the Patriots were going to turn it over. Like,
right. Who knows? Like, I thought the weather, while it made it obviously offense impossible for most of it, especially because of how good the two defenses are. If they were just mid defenses, it would have been fine, but they're incredible. I thought it kind of made the game iconic. Like it was just so much snow. It wasn't just like it started snowing a little bit. It wasn't like weather came in and it was a little tough to hang on to the ball. It was a little tough to catch. Like it was perfectly good in the first half, and then it was a completely different game. And I thought that was very cool. That was very. I think that's football. I thought it was football. Football weathers the cliche. And there's so many people online who were very, very upset that it snowed, to be honest. They're like, oh, wow, now we got weather impacting who's going to the Super Bowl. No, we don't.
By the way,
that have an advantage for either team.
It's a home game, like that's Denver's way. It was fun. And also, like, I don't know. I thought it was good that there's a chance. I don't know. I go back to what I said before, where it's like, if you had told both fan bases on paper this weather happens, I think Denver fans are more excited.
Probably. But either way, neither fan base feels like we're fucked. It's not like it's a Miami Dolphins situation or something like that. They're two cold weather teams used to snow.
But I think the Jared Stidham Broncos have to be a little like, that'll help even the odds. You know?
For sure. So it's like, okay, if neither offense does much, whose defense do you trust more? I would assume both teams probably feel great about their defenses, but Denver especially.
Yeah.
Like, let's go force a turnover. Let's go eat.
Yeah. Because to your point about people having ridiculous takes, I heard some people be like, the weather ruined it because such a dumb take, because Drake May didn't have more chances to throw interceptions. Denver's defense is so good at takeaways. Drake May wasn't able to throw it as much as he would have. And it's like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, if he'd thrown more, we clearly would have gotten picks. He wouldn't have just done better on offense.
No. Drake May hasn't played good this season at all. You know that. It's not like he was an MVP finalist, one of the top two.
Yeah. Oh, man. We were so close to that Super Bowl. I think Sam Darnold should be an MVP finalist. I think that's what I've learned.
Today, everyone has been sort of hesitantly saying how confident they are in Sam Darnold.
I think it's over for him. I think he's about to have a terrible Super Bowl.
Well, we talked about this. This was one of the matchups we talked about. Sam Darnold's going to cook the entire playoffs, and then who's he going to face in the Super Bowl? Oh, the team he saw ghosts against. It's back. He's going to see flat. I don't know how it fully works. Like, do the teams get to showcase their own video package and stuff like that during the game? Do they have equal time? I don't know. If I'm the Patriots and I'm flashing interviews about seeing ghosts. I'm flashing just pictures of Bill Belichick's face on the video board. I'm having Bill on the sideline if I can. Like, I'm freaking Sam Darnold out.
I think that's a good strategy. I had this thought. Royal Rumble is also coming up this week, so I've been thinking a lot about wrestling. I do feel like I hope today on this show we can take a moment to be like how weird it is that we all have to talk about Sam Darnold. Like, it's kind of about him. And the only comparison I had is like it would be like if WWE, like, he's not bad, but it would have been like in the 90s if they were like, have we thought about pushing Big Bam Bigelow? Like, when's his Rumble win? It's like that time Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the Rumble.
True. That's a very good point. It's everyone feels weird about pushing Darnold. They're trying to high horse it while also not actually having any confidence. But also the fun thing that's happened today is, out of all the praise, it should be good vibes for these two teams. More than anything, it's the Vikings catching strays.
Hell,
like the entire time,
it is.
It's been like, could you? How bad are the Vikings? They could have paid Sam Darnold. They could have had Sam Darnold on the roster, and they would be in the Super Bowl right now. Because look at Sam Darnold, and no one. They're just getting buried. And then the Rams are getting buried now because apparently they tried to push Cooper Kupp into retirement. And Cooper Kupp on his, I don't know his official stats. I'm guessing he had 40 catches this year. Like, he was not that good. But he's like, I knew what was going on. And now look at me. Now I'm in the Super Bowl because of me. Screw you.
You want to talk about who was talking like that this week? Stephon Diggs got a mission from God to go to New England, you know? People called me washed. He's after the game getting interviewed like he wasn't just the suspect of a criminal investigation.
He still is. The more shit that comes out about Stephon Diggs, the more this entire season makes very much sense.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. It's like, oh, he's been just the model citizen. He's been like a beacon of light. And it's like, oh, it's because of all this shit that's about to come out. And then now we can be like, Stephon, he's the nicest guy I know. That's Stephon.
I know, which just sucks because it takes a little wind out of my I hate Minnesota sales because it's one more like everyone's harping on the Sam Darnold of it all. They should have also never let that fucker go. Like
no. I mean, they choose between Stephon Diggs and Mike Zimmer, and they keep Zimmer. They kind of had to choose between Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. That was a
all
dumb
wrong.
thing that you thought like you had to do. But yeah, even just right now, even still, if you have Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson, whew, you feel good.
And imagine if Sam Darnold's throwing it to him.
That's right. 100%. Or, I mean, even still, no one's talking about this. They could have kept Kirk Cousins. He played good.
Yeah, he was on my TV screen a lot because he was broadcasting. Did you catch that? He was he joined the game breakdown booth for the AFC Championship game.
Really? I did not see that. No.
Yeah, they had him join the panel, and I was like, I have to listen to you. You haven't even fucking retired yet.
Yeah, it makes so much sense that he's going into broadcasting. That
He'll be good at it. He drives me nuts.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's fine. People have to remember he hired a bodyguard.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Fernando Mendoza. I think they're the same human.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I like Mendoza and I dislike Kirk Cousins, but they're the same person.
Yeah. I really want Fernando Mendoza to like not go to the Raiders. And the only reason I say that is like I want him to really care about redeeming Tim Tebow in New York. I want him to go to the Jets and be like, I'm on a mission from God to save the New York Jets.
We'll see.
Mr. Tebow sent me as he called him in interviews, which was so weird. But
good.
I've lost it a little bit. Getting into the Super Bowl a little bit, and this is a good segue into Sam Darnold in the NFC Championship game. On both sides, I think one of the bigger storylines I'm excited about, I don't know if we could have gotten a more complete, not against each other, but this is like everyone's revenge game. Like Baker Mayfield must be salivating at home because this is a Vrabel revenge game for like people. For, Tennessee hated this weekend. Bad weekend for Tennessee. Sorry, Saleh. Bad weekend for you. But Vrabel revenge game, Diggs revenge game, a little bit Drake May Dowder revenge game. Very much a Sam Darnold revenge game.
Yep.
And then literally Malcolm Butler Seattle revenge game.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be crazy. I think there's so many storylines.
I think it's going to be really good. I think Raheed Shaheed's going to be MVP.
Honestly, that's not a bad bet.
No.
That guy, he's the best player I've ever seen who touches the ball 2 times a game.
And like in a different way than Devin Hester. Because Devin Hester, you knew when it was his time. Shaheed always surprises me when he's involved.
100%. Every time.
He was a gunner in a play this weekend. I didn't know he did that.
I've been reminded that he's got traded to Seattle every week for the past several months. You know, it's been like, oh, fuck, that guy Rashid Shaheed every time. And he's been insane.
So good. Really, really good. I mean, yeah, Seattle's a fun. We can jump there. I think Seattle, I don't want to overstate this, but I think they're really good for like the state of football. Because I feel like they've really done work for like, oh my God, the value of having just like a very deep team. And I think he's a great example because don't fucking kick it to him. They get to start on the 35-yard line every time because they have a great return team.
and they have a good running game. They're built on the run.
Yeah.
And defensively, they just assembled their defense from people who were outcasts for the most part.
DeMarcus Lawrence is terrorizing people.
Yeah. And McDonald, their head coach, is like as good of a defensive play caller as I've ever seen. Like schematically, he's not super creative or anything, but play calling, he's crazy. And he's so good, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. That's insane. Top to bottom, Seattle's really good. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba catches everything. He's always open.
Yeah.
They should and could pass it to him more.
Well, I honestly think it's part of why I don't get on Cooper Kupp's case too much, because
no.
He's too busy throwing to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And I think Kupp's helped his development a ton.
I do think he's a great leader to have on a team. I think they've got really solid, just like all the fundamentals are there. I don't know. Like, this is a death by fundamentals team, and surprise storyline that I don't think anyone knew until a week ago. How many times this week have you heard Sports Talk describe the fact that Coach McDonald is a fortune teller? He's a future seer, Zach. He, in his first meeting with the team, predicted the championship game. That came out of nowhere for me. And by the way, if I was him, I wish I would have gave that speech with a little more pizzazz.
100%. Yeah.
If I knew it was going to be in so many tapes, I think he could have gave it a little more.
You got to be, without any sense of hesitation, be firmly confident and just talk your shit.
Yeah.
100%.
And he was confident, but like, imagine, people go back and watch that. Imagine if it was like Nick Sirianni. Right. Like, it just would have been a little more cinematic. McDonald, when he talks, I could tell he's a really good defensive guy, because he's just a little like, the weather will be 40 degrees. We will be confident. We will be well prepared. Like, I bet he loves Sudoku. Like,
he's also like, he's so like scarily calm, where the way he talks about that shit, it's like, if it's not this, we will make it that. If it's not 40 degrees, we'll ensure it's 40. Yeah. Like, we will do our part.
Because remind me, has he worked with both Harbaughs?
I think just John, but maybe both. I'm not sure.
I think both. Both, because he worked with Jim in Michigan. I think he's only taken personality lessons from John. I think he needs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he got a lot of good schemes from Jim, and like, personality wise, he's John through and through.
Yeah, that's correct. What's interesting about, share your thought, because I'm kind of changing it.
That's good. It's just one joke. I would love if he's like John Harbaugh in every way, except the one way he's like Jim is he bullies his GM. I would like it. His GM comes out, he's like, for whatever reason, he keeps like fucking bullying me. I don't know why he thinks that's what he's supposed to do.
That is so true. Jim is he's an old school bully, though. Like,
very, very old school.
Pushes you around. He gives you bad nicknames and shit. He's going to terrorize McDaniel, who just went there for his OC. That's going to be the most fun relationship we watch next year. I guarantee it. Because he's going to be fascinated with him until he has a bad game. And then he's just going to start being like, everyone says this guy's smart. I don't know. I don't see it. Like, he's just going to start doing little things. He's going to make him wear khakis, and McDaniel's going to hate that. There's going to be a weird feud there. I guarantee it.
I'm still hoping there's talks that the Packers offensive coordinator could be on the move. I'm hoping that happens if we somehow bring in Dable. I want Dable. Can you imagine Dable, Gannon, and McVay?
That would be great. There's no shot, but that would be very cool.
Really fun. It'd be really fun. And I like the idea of like McVay and Gannon are kind of like, McVay. Why do we keep saying that? LaFleur, Gannon, and Dable. But I would just like the idea of LaFleur and Gannon being like, can you believe this guy? And secretly they're both like, I hope he likes me. Just like, I think that everyone wants to be Dable's friend.
Well, see, that's the thing. LaFleur's not going to bring in anybody who threatens him whatsoever, because he's already a beta who doesn't lead. He's nice, but he's also a leader, and that we can't have that.
No, which is why it'll be Wade Phillips coaching offense for the first time in his life. Least threatening person you've ever seen.
I mean, honestly, it's probably who knows. It's going to be someone who's already here that you didn't know is here. If that happens, which is what happened with Stenovich.
Yeah,
Everyone's like,
that's
who?
true.
People still don't know who Stenovich is.
Boyle moves up to offensive coordinator.
Maybe. Might as well be Jordan Love. Let him be offensive coordinator. Who cares?
All right, I don't want to leave. You go back to your thought. I don't want to leave the picture too far.
What's interesting with this matchup with these two head coaches, who I think are both two of the best in the league by far.
Yeah,
like, they're very good. Vrabel is in his first year with New England. McDonald's in his second year with Seattle, and we just saw 10 coaches get fired. And this is going to be why, and this is going to be the pattern, because we've seen the two Super Bowl teams were turned around immediately.
Yep.
And anybody who's like, yes, we're doing pretty good, but we're not doing great. We're doing I don't think this is going to happen necessarily next year, but if D'Amico has 2 more years of being very good but not going anywhere, he's gone. Because it's like, okay, we have built a good roster. We have a decent culture. Let's bring in the guy to bring us over the top. And that's the same reason why the Ravens are there doing this. Steelers are moving on. Patriots, obviously, they had that situation, but like Seattle moved on from Pete Carroll. They had the culture, they had everything. Bring in McDonald, and then he brings them over the top. That's why there's some organizations that are going to continue to be weird and stuff like that, like the Packers. This is a situation where the Packers look at what they got, and clearly the pattern is let's fire the head coach, let's get in somebody else here. And the old school teams, really, Bengals are going to be another one. It's like, let's extend our guy. Let's keep our guy. Let's pay our guy. We don't want to pay 2 coaches. But it's going to be interesting because most of the league is going to start doing this now. They're going to start having an even shorter leash on these coaches because it's a copycat league. And this is going to change football. I guarantee it. Like these 2 teams and these 2 coaches being in the Super Bowl. And they're 2 defensive head coaches too. Like there's so much at stake with these 2 coaches. It's going to be very interesting to watch.
I don't know if it'll go this way. It is clearly the model of the Ravens now. I mean, the Minter hire is this to a T. Like we have all the talent. We already have Lamar Jackson. We're going to add a guy we'll build around who's good schemes and hopefully get there. Honestly, a little bit, I think I want to dunk on the Titans even more than we have time to today because they're so fucking stupid for letting Vrabel go. But especially because they've gone with, I think, say what you want about Saleh, he's probably as close to a Vrabel-like presence you could bring in. I don't know if you would qualify him as talented as Vrabel, but I don't know if that's a slight when it's like he is going to win Coach of the Year and is great. So,
there's only one Vrabel.
Right, but Saleh is in the same ilk, so I think these 2 are definitely going to set a pace. I also think, to your point, it's why, I've heard a lot of shit talked about the Mike McCarthy hire in Pittsburgh of like, we didn't really, I've seen a lot of the meme going around of like hiring Mike McCarthy over Mike Tomlin is like shitting your pants and changing your shirt. That might be how that goes. However, would it surprise me at all if a team who already, say what you will about them, made the playoffs? Like, it's not that Mike McCarthy will make them that much better. These teams just need new paint jobs.
Yep, 100%. You need a breath of fresh air. You need a different perspective. You need a different voice in the locker room. Because regardless, and everyone in that building loved Tomlin. Tomlin did not lose the locker room. A lot of times they'll lose the locker room. He didn't lose the locker room. But he's not changing. Tomlin is Tomlin, and he will have success elsewhere, guaranteed. But like, you got to change it. If it's not working right now, you got to change. Same thing with Baltimore. I think John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the NFL of all time. Yeah, I really do. But you gotta move on. I would say the same thing about Pete Carroll. I think they moved on too quickly. But still, like for a lot of these long time, McCarthy, when he left Green Bay, he left on a bad note. One, the team wasn't that good, but it was mostly driven by the front office and the media. Yeah. But still, you just got to get a different voice in there. Like, is the person who's replacing Tomlin supposed to be better than Tomlin? No, he just needs to be different.
Well, and a great example, Green Bay with McCarthy into LaFleur is probably the best example of it. It's one reason why I'm still like a little bit of a LaFleur doubter and why I was okay if they went that route. Is the part that I thought was dumb that people were saying is the point you brought up. He didn't lose the locker room. I thought it was silly when people were like inside they needed that wasn't the issue. However, like when he came in, it was just an excuse that they didn't have to talk about McCarthy and Rodgers every week. Like, great, Rodgers just gets to go out and win MVPs, and we don't have to talk about how much the coach does or doesn't like him, or like how much they butt heads. Great, it's just a different focus,
right.
And they go to consecutive championship games. You know, they don't win the Super Bowl, so maybe it's not apples to apples because one of these two coaches is about to. But yeah, I think it's also says something because I think it shows why in the NFL, I think the only thing you can't do is like, you have to try and compete this year. Like a great example, these two teams, we drafted both teams in our losers draft. I went back and checked today, you know, and like neither were at the top of our list, but both were in like, maybe you'll go 500, but it's like they invested in it. They're like, we're going to work on it right now because we want to at least be around the playoffs. And if you do that, you can go on a run in the NFL. You can totally do it.
Yeah. Seattle's been sort of slowly building. And then when McDonald came in, he brought in a ton of defensive guys. New England is so interesting because they spent the most money in free agency this last year. And they brought in a new coach.
Yeah.
And they just, you know who they are? They're Indiana. Like they just flipped it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't build a team through the draft more often than not. You just don't. You get rotational players. You get players who could start and be very valuable 2 years down the line. But you bring in the free agents and go. Like that's how it's supposed to be.
And owners in the NFL are very motivated because they think that kind of spending can be rewarded almost immediately, which I think is a great lesson the NFL should keep learning. I think that part of the Patriots is like hopefully very motivational for some teams of like, do it. You know, it's like as much as I want to criticize the Packers sometimes as a Packers fan, like I don't honestly give a shit if the Parsons deal works out. I was happy we like did it.
Went out. Yeah, 100%.
Like kept a move. And I think there's a lot of teams. The Bears are a great example. Like the Bears this year, I think we both agree very much overachieved, but it's like they're making moves. They want to like compete right now. It's why I get so mad at teams like, what is Cleveland doing? What is Vegas doing?
Right. And even if you're an owner who's not wanting to fork up the money up front and to do that type of stuff, like honestly, the jolt of energy of what the New England did, let's just say, is insane because they went out and revived the fan base immediately. So that brings in more money right away. They got in all these new players and new stars. That brings in a bunch of jersey sales and stuff like that. Like if you spend and invest in your team, you get profits right away. Those who just want to recycle the money, the Bengals of the world and stuff like that, the Packers of the world, the Browns to an extent. The Browns, to be fair to the Browns, they tried. They just invested in Deshaun. You know what I mean? It's really tough. But and Jerry Jeudy and stuff like that, they just did a terrible job.
Yeah.
But
they did get Miles
in your
back.
team.
Yeah.
It gets better. Miles is a good example because they brought back Myles Garrett. Okay. That does less for your team and your fan base than trading for Micah Parsons. I think Myles Garrett's a better player. I would rather have Myles Garrett on my team. But just re-signing him is already half the fan base is negative about it because it's like, we're not going to win anyway, so we might as well trade it up and got something.
The number one take, is like, Miles, what are you doing?
Right. With Micah, it's like, even the people who are like, that's a lot to give up, everyone's like, okay, one focus. We're going for a championship now. Yeah. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's vitalized. Everyone's energized. The locker room's energized. Like, big moves pay off. They just do.
Yeah. I think that's a great example. And also, I did pick on the Browns. I thought of the team that I should be making fun of always when it comes to GM decisions, which is, of course, the New York Giants. Like, that's why it's such a bad look where it's like, we can't possibly spend any money on Saquon Barkley or like anybody else, where it's like, what are you doing? What are we trying to do? Especially like now, at the very least, they bring in Harbaugh. And I hope they let him have some influence on bringing stuff in. But you know what's silly? Did you bring in John Harbaugh to fucking rebuild? Because that's ridiculous. Like
it seems that way.
Like you're wasting a Hall of Fame coach.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna improve the roster long enough for them to fire him and then bring in the guy who's gonna make the team good. I don't think Harbaugh wins with the Giants. Like I think it just tarnishes his career, to be honest. But never know. But on top of all that, he negotiated for him not to have to answer to Shane. And then they did a whole press conference with Joe Shane being like, why is this in there? Are you okay with this? He's like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Why do you think Harbaugh negotiated for that and said specifically, I'm not signing until that's in the contract? Because that's what happened. I don't know how Shane is still here.
He's just
after that specifically.
Yeah, he's just he's here for 1 year. And
sure.
like, and then from there, that will be the next string to pull on the Giants. If they make no improvements, Harbaugh will get his GM pick next year. And
I'm not fully convinced that Shane starts the season with the Giants. If I'm the Giants, this is scummy, but if I'm the Giants, the reason Shane is there is because he's drafted well lately, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Why not go through draft season and fire him? That's so scummy, but I would do it.
Well,
fuck it.
And you use the disguise of we had some months to meet with Harbaugh, who is the fixture. Like, if I've learned one thing from both of these teams, you know what matters is like good infrastructure. Because to your point about both of these teams, guess what? They've been good behind the scenes this whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. They were straddled with like bad circumstance. The Patriots are the most clear example of this, where if Bill just wasn't so caught up on turning full GM, they would have never slumped in the first place, and they just would have stayed here. Yeah. Or if you know, I guess this is the other route. He knew of all people that Vrabel was that good a coach. If Bill just passed the torch and we just did this sooner, we would have never had a lull, because the veins of the Patriots are great. No one says that about Seattle, but like they were a Russell Wilson collapse and then a Pete Carroll departure from just doing this the whole time. Their run's super good.
To be fair, and maybe I'm giving him too much, maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but Belichick, I think, felt safe there, and everything assumed like he would be. It seemed like he was building up for this, because the reason the Patriots are here is because they had all that money to spend. The reason they had all that money to spend is because of Bill. And a lot of the players, the role players that are playing so well with the Patriots right now are from Bill. Like, I think having Vrabel come in and energize this team helped a shit ton. I think obviously drafting Drake May helped a shit ton.
And would Bill have? I don't,
I guess,
because who knows is right. I think that's the right way to put it, because I unfortunately,
but where Bill did go is North Carolina, who he was scouting the entire time. So I think he would have, but who knows?
I totally agree. I think that's fair. Bill didn't get a chance to do the next thing. Like, he didn't really get to recover from the Brady era. But to the broader point, like using these two teams, which I think you're totally right on, is like a blueprint, is I already think the NFL's here. I think NFL is full on, like every actual contender has a defense that can win them the game. I don't think there are any exceptions at this point. I think that's why you saw Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills all take a step back this year, is those units just couldn't keep up with the top ones. And also, like, your GM and president of operations has to be immaculate. You're just not going to keep up with some of these folks if top down isn't good. Or you're the Giants, where it's like none of these teams are at the whim of a specific GM coach pairing. It's bigger than that. They bring in the right people, but like, they fit the wallpaper. There's a reason that the Patriots never looked at a non-Patriots guy.
Yeah. And they shut up all the people they went with what's his face Mayo for 1 year and fired him, and everyone's like, that's really scummy. Wonder who it's going to be. Obviously, they're hiring Vrabel.
Yeah.
I don't think we were a show that necessarily blamed him at the time. We just said it was a scumbag move.
Yeah.
And it's still true, but they really put that on the back. It's gone now. Like,
it is gone. It's gone. I think the thing that sucks is like they cost OJ Mayo the rest of his career. I think stinks. I don't. You said OJ earlier. I think you lured me into a trap. I think this time I did that. But Gerard Mayo is cooked now, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
No. But I know what we said at the time, and this has obviously been proven correct. The part that is hard to deny is Vrabel is an upgrade everywhere, or virtually everywhere. Yeah.
That's what, when there's an upgrade, go get them.
Yeah.
Like, just don't sit on it. Just go do it.
This is what teams have to realize. And maybe we'll jump to the actual Super Bowl, any other storylines after this, or use the last 10 minutes to close out on someone else. But I just wonder if this is a learning point of hey, guess what? Maybe the other guys are idiots. Tennessee had to fire this dude. As much as everyone was Vrabel is the guy. He damn it. Yeah. OJ Mayo forever, dog. I was him in one season of 2K and he will always be on my mind. Someone had to be wrong about these guys. Now we're all Tennessee's an idiot or Tennessee's whatever. I honestly think that's going to be people next year of I don't know about John Harbaugh because I don't see people turning on the Ravens like that. But I do think there's a chance that that's what happens with Saleh, honestly, back in Tennessee of one more reason to dunk on the Jets is Saleh coaches a good Tennessee team after being a good defensive coordinator. And it's
sure.
Or McDermott. Some of these guys are just good depending on where they go.
Right. And I mean, whenever, now I can't think of his name. Tomlin, whenever he comes back, he's going to be good and the Steelers will get shit for it. Is that fair? I don't think so. But that's just what's going to happen.
Stefanski, maybe.
Yeah. I think they won't give the Browns that much shit because I think everyone understands what's going on there.
Yeah. I don't know. People like to give shit to Cleveland and I'm one of them.
They'll give shit to Cleveland just the normal amount. I think we all, it'll just be the same amount.
You know who's going to definitely do this someday? Sirianni's going to find a way to get fired in Philly, end up somewhere else and be great because he's a good coach. They're going to fire him for bullshit reasons.
For sure. And he'll go to the Giants. He'll be the one to take over for Harbaugh with the Giants because he's a New York guy. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. What would you say? I know we'll do full predictions next week. What would you say because we didn't talk about this too much. What was your one best takeaway from the Seattle Rams game?
What's interesting is, and it didn't go the way I necessarily thought. I thought Seattle would win, but normally in games like this where the Rams lose, it's that the Rams are just as good or are the better team. And then they just have that Stafford interception, or they have the turnover, or they have the thing to, lose the game. Seattle was just the better team the entire time. And the Rams played pretty good. Seattle is just a very, very fundamentally sound, good team. Their defense is big, fast, strong, all over the place. And Kenneth Walker is a dog. He's so good. He's so strong. He's so fast. He's close to a top 5 running back in the NFL. He just splits carries normally. So, and I mean, Gray Zabel, my man. He's a nuisance out there.
I also think that's the other thing that these teams draft fucking linemen, have a good line and
it's
then
not
win.
A secret.
No, but isn't it shocking how many teams get startled by that fact?
Well, especially this time of year, have a front 4 on defense that can get after the passer, and then have an offensive line that can block. And then you're probably going to, at this point, you're probably making at least the conference championship game.
Yeah.
That's it.
and have a healthy quarterback. I mean, that's what it is.
You don't need to. Look at Denver. Denver would have made the conference championship with Jarrett Stidham. They would have.
I think that's a really good. They might have won this game had it not blizzard. So
maybe, who knows?
We'll see. The fans
Drake
might have been
throw too many interceptions. So
I agree with you. I actually same point. I guess other side of the same coin. I actually think Seattle followed the exact script for how they lose this game, which is they play great all the way through, do their stuff. Then with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, finally choke up the lead just because you don't get the big turnover or anything for the Rams. And then they still responded. I was like waiting for the Darnold collapse of like, oh shit, you finally don't have the lead. And no, they just went right down. To your point earlier, a great cheat code is Jackson Smith-Njigba is always fucking open. Throw it up. So, but I love that Darnold is just hucking it to him.
Right. He's just making a throw, and it's because he has confidence in his offensive line, which he's never had before. Like he just trusts that he can make the throw on time, which is a crazy concept for quarterbacks these days. And to your point, they didn't get the stops at first and stuff like that. And then on big third downs and stuff like that, normally just run the football and play defense. They passed it. Like how many times have we seen Sam Darnold in the past throw the interception on that play?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we should have just ran it. Oh, we're deciding to throw it. And it worked out. That's a ballsy move, especially with Darnold and stuff like that. But it's not his time yet. We got one more game for him to collapse. We'll see if he does it. Or will the Pope narrative win? Last two Popes, Seattle wins the Super Bowl. We got a new Pope. It's happening again. We need to look into it.
Well, here's the deal. It's the last two Popes Seattle makes the Super Bowl.
I think it's win, is it not?
They only have won one ever.
Oh.
They lost the last time there was a new Pope. They lost to the Steelers. It was the Jerome Bettis game. That was the first time. Mm-hmm. And then they beat Denver, Pope number 2. Right. But yeah, they only ever have one Super Bowl. They've only won the Denver blowout. So I've heard people say that, but this is the tiebreaker. This is Pope Bowl, but the Pope's done his job. The Pope gets Seattle to the Super Bowl, which I like. I like that the Pope, God can only do so much, Sure. I've gotten you there. Let's take off. Yeah. It's my favorite thing about sports is every player on a football field agrees that the game is up to God, but no football player can agree on who God has picked to win the game.
Yeah. We got 2 weeks to figure that out, though.
Well, it's just my question. Maybe we should do a documentary on this someday, or I don't know, some kind of study. But it's like, I want to interview Trevor Lawrence and be like, do you think God, when you lose football games, do you think of a particular bad thing you did? Like, is it God being like, I saw you watch porn yesterday? He thinks
back in all those times he had to go into coach's office and Daboll would spank him.
Yeah,
we knew that happened.
I just wonder what some of these guys think about this. Like, does Tim Tebow think he doesn't love God good enough to make the MLB?
Honestly, probably. He probably takes a lot of the blame for that. Like, I didn't earn it. I'm not perfect.
I don't know. It's football and award shows. I always think that where it's like, do the candidates go home and they're like, oh shit, I knew I should have been more grateful.
Yeah. He saw right through my bullshit. He knew I wasn't thankful.
He saw that I forgot to write it down. I was going to say it verbally, I promise,
Yeah. He knew I stumbled over the words of the Our Father. My bad.
I like the idea that it's like there's a guy on the sidelines whose job is to scout the religious fervor of the opposition. Like, did you see that Darnold's got Corinthians on his eye black? Like, we gotta step it up.
We need a name a psalm, guys. Come on, we gotta combat this.
They come out next Sunday. It's like, what's Stephon Diggs doing on the sideline? Our God is. He's just doing. He's leading them. We got to do something.
Why got all these palms on the sideline here? This is crazy.
I would like that. Like, maybe we come out. I do think we should do entrances for the Super Bowl, and I think obviously Sam Darnold should come out to Ghostbusters.
Yes. I mean, that would be perfect. He should. He needs to embrace it.
Yeah.
It's his time. He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
By the way, as much as we made fun of the ghosting, I do think there's a real chance that Sam Darnold comes out and like does the whole "I'm looking at you" thing to like Bill Belichick on the in the stadium, and Bill's like, "Who is that guy?"
Yeah. Bill doesn't know. Yeah, he has no clue.
He's like, "What did I do to you?"
Yeah, which Jets quarterback are you?
Afterwards, Bill's like, "I mean, that's a great game by Zach Wilson. Just an all all-time performance. The only thing I know is it's not Geno Smith."
No, yeah, that's the one we can pick out for sure. Not Geno, not Tyrod.
That's so true. Why do I feel like there's one other Jets quarterback that was like in that mix? Give me a second. They drafted another guy early.
Of race or what? What are you talking about? You're muted. Are you thinking of EJ Manuel for the Bills?
Oh, maybe I was thinking of Manuel. I don't love how you said "of race." That was what I said when I muted myself, but I'm gonna.
It seems like that's what you were talking about.
It is what I'm talking about, but I don't know. Of race makes it sound like I'm calling a legal case. I don't know. Let me take a look at starting quarterbacks.
Sanchez, the stabber.
I don't know why I was thinking about this. I was Sanchez was not who I was thinking of, but that's a good one. I was thinking about Josh McCown, not of color, not of race, just like
the one with the fucking Hitler Youth haircut. That's
no Josh McCown of the McCown brothers. I know that's why I did like you said of race. Trevor Siemian, white guy. Maybe I was thinking of EJ Manuel. I don't know. Yeah, very Justin Fields.
True. Manuel was in that same era. You know what I mean?
But it was Geno. Yeah. Dude, this quarterback thing, okay, that's so fun. But there's got to be a way to play this game. Looking at starting quarterbacks by year, by the way, brutal that Chad Pennington is the starter in the Jets for 6 of these seasons. That's terrible.
He might be the best Jets quarterback ever. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Can you get me from Mark Sanchez to Justin Fields? Do you think you can do it?
No, there's actually no shot.
Geno, Mark, then Geno, then Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Then
I have no clue who would be next.
McCown for a year, but really I would say Darnold. They drafted Darnold, so it was Darnold.
Oh, was that quick? Okay.
Yeah. From between
Darnold
Geno, there
Wilson?
was yes, Darnold to Wilson to Rodgers to Field.
Right.
Field. So
it feels like there was a lot more in there.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to do that with the Patriots, isn't it?
Yes. Except for you do remember the dark days of Cam Newton.
Depending on who you ask for, Cam helped him get here.
He's part of their story. For sure.
I thought it was interesting to kind of go to the quarterback of it all. I thought the NFC Championship game was just like one of the most fun. Like McVay and McDonald were such a fun matchup. Like you could see both guys being like, that's tough to be like, I don't think either team really did anything wrong. Like it's just like one of us has to win this game. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't, the Rams didn't lose because of a mistake of their own. It's just the Seahawks were better. And those are two. Usually you get to the final 4 here and it's not the 4 best teams. On the NFC, it clearly was. Like there's no dispute.
Yeah. I think the only dispute is if somehow you could have got
Panthers in there.
I wish. I'm thinking about Chicago. That's not fair.
Chicago's not close. They're not close to these two.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Final 4 on the NFC side. Sorry. Yeah. These Final 4, agreed. No, not close. I think that's on the AFC side. Like, what do you say? I don't think at this point it's fair to say Buffalo. Like they've had every chance to prove they were better than the Patriots and did not.
Right. If the Broncos were healthy, I think they're very clearly the second best team. Other than to be completely fair, if we're talking about if we're ranking who I don't want to play, who is the most scary, who can play their best,
Yeah.
the Ravens might be the second best team in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what I was like thinking of as some of those, but I don't know. I think the AFC kind of settled all my doubts. I was a little suspicious of these two teams, but they made it all the way and looked good. Because you know what I learned about Denver?
Yeah.
Like Denver with a hurt Bo Nix, like their defense never crumbled. There was never one game where it was like, actually a good defense can only take you so far. Fuck that. It was like that defense, maybe one of the best all time.
They're very good.
Crazy good. I think on the NFC side, it's hard when they played each other, but it's like, I think the only thing is I do think that the Rams and the Eagles, depending on the day and the moment, are somewhat interchangeable for me. But
if Lane Johnson plays, Eagles win.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's the only argument, but where the teams landed, I mean, great. And listen, the Rams were 2 minutes away from winning this game. So I know. Here at the end of the show, Zach, anything we want to end on? I know we want to get out of here.
Again, next week we're going to give our official
Big
predictions.
show.
We're also going to be doing our Olympic draft.
I can't wait.
I think the X Games have been unbelievable and has been fully amped for the Olympics. I think everyone needs to tune into more X Games if you can. The shit they're doing is stupid. The snowboarding especially, it's stupid. England's got a couple people now that really bums me out. But other than that, it's incredible shit right now. We had a snowboarder get a little bit flipped off snowmobiler get flipped off their snowmobile. That shit was crazy. Yeah, it snowmobile sort of landed directly on them. Wasn't great, but they're fine. They were only kind of hurt.
How many Olympic sports, I went to the Olympics website and looked up list of Olympic winter sports. How many do you think they have listed? As the category of it. It's not specific events. It wouldn't be like every single event in track and field. It's the category.
But for skiing is downhill and that's separate.
Yeah. Ski jumping is its own. Yeah.
Okay. I'd guess 10.
16.
Really? I know they added ski mountaineering. That's a new one. They added
alpine skiing, biathlon, bobsleigh is the official term. Cross country skiing, curling, figure skating, freestyle skiing, ice hockey, luge.
Skis.
Yeah. Nordic combined. Short
Which
track,
no one knows what that is.
No, short track speed skating got its own category.
That's weird.
Skeleton.
Great.
Ski jumping, ski mountaineering, snowboard, speed skating.
Ski mountaineering has the potential to be the worst Olympic sport of all time, and I'm very excited to watch.
So about next week, will it get drafted? Is there a clear winner? I can't wait for next week. Let's find out.
I'm going to have to scout. Big show. We're going to tell you who to watch, what to watch for. We will be competing against each other. I'm going to say at least 4 people drafting. In my mind, it's funnier if we have 10 people doing the draft. So I might figure this out.
16 possibilities.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little fun. But
actually, no, we could do that. We could talk off air, but we could do that.
We might have to. But yeah, we'll be back next week to really tell you what you need to know about the Super Bowl, about the Olympics, about it all. Because
what color Gatorade? The
Olympics opening ceremonies before the Super Bowl.
Weird.
People forget.
Really
Don't forget.
Weird. Yeah.
Very weird. Try to enjoy life right now with all the stupid shit going on in the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. And pull your head out of your ass. That goes for everybody right now. I'm actually kind of very pissed off right now with the world. So I'm going to leave on that.
Fuck Paul Allen.
Really, I mean, for multiple reasons, but politically now as well. Yes.
Yeah. That's if I have to pick one bad guy, can we all agree that guy fucking sucks and then get out of here?
Kick him out.
I'm glad Brett Favre broke your heart. That's what I want to end the show on.
Yeah.
No one's ever deserved. The only good thing Brett Favre's ever done is break your heart.
I mean, that overtime throw against the Broncos is pretty cool.
It's pretty good. You forgot about the game he played for his dad. He's done other things.
What a moment. What a moment.
Put her in the
We've done
vice.
some cool stuff.
Okay, we'll do a top 5 sometime.
Great. And we can do a bottom 5. That's fine too.